Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
This place first opened way back in 1957. We are inside legendary Lambeau Field here in Green Bay. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Carolina Panthers and the Green Bay Packers. This is Jonathan Stewart. He juked him, and he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. And the numbers down a bit from their Super Bowl year this season for Jonathan Stewart. Did have some injuries. He finished with 824 yards, 9 touchdowns, though. Good in that department.
When it's around the goal line, he's a terrific runner because he knows how to get there, and he can run through contact, run through trash, as we like to say. That's part of the reason he accumulates the injuries that he does, because he runs inside a lot and takes on those linebackers. But they're going to work on Jonathan Stewart in the offseason, get him healthy, and have him back ready to go for next season. Kelvin Benjamin bounced back from an ACL injury in 2015 to really good health in 2016 and had a 100-plus yard game early in the season, so it looked like he was all the way back. But Brandon, the rest of the year, never broke 100 yards again.
That is hard to believe. He had a stretch late in the season. He went 18 yards, 11 yards, 20 yards. That's just not what you expect from him and the Panthers.
Not at all. I don't think it's all his fault, but they're going to be looking for another breakout season from him next year.
And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. First down and goal, the offense knocking on the door. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. Here's Newton now on second down. This will be caught at about the 5.
Look, I have to take a second here and talk about Greg Olsen, the tight end for the Carolina Panthers. Third straight year over 1,000 yards in receptions. And guess what? That's the first time that's ever happened in NFL history. 3 straight years by a tight end.
That's really something. Now 31 years of age. They're going to need him next year to turn it around because a very disappointing season.
Not the season anyone expected, least of all the Carolina Panthers, but he's a building block that they can go ahead and get back to form starting in 2017.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Set to return, this is Jeff Janis. And he's going to get taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
So many times during the course of a game, Brandon, the special teams actually helps out their offense. Not in this case. They did them 0 favors with that return.
The first carry now, this is Lacey. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And a wide receiver to watch in this offense, certainly Jordy Nelson.
And most defenses watch him run past them. Jordy Nelson can run every route in the route tree and take it to the house.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Rodgers to throw on second down. Flushed out right. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. 15 yards there on the scramble and a first down. Fresh set of downs here.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided to better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Dancing to his left. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete. Eddie Lacy, the one he was trying to get it to. And now it's second down. And the starting crew defensively for Carolina.
It's real easy to talk about Thomas Davis coming back from multiple knee injuries, but he wants his play on the field to be the story.
Rodgers again here on second and 10. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here's Rodgers. He's got his target. It's Cobb. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. They've got a second down and 8 to start things out. Now Rodgers throwing on second down. Steps away to his left. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. Eluding the pressure right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. And it's 4th down.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Now Stewart on first down. A strong running. And this will go for 5 up to the 33. Sam Shields, the one that got him down. Second down following the run.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
But we just saw him run the football really effectively there with 3 tight ends in the game. And any defensive coordinator, when they see that set, if they can get more bodies out onto the field. Not more than 11, of course, but bigger bodies.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. They're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down for no gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man, a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense to be able to chop that big tree and put him on the ground?
I know back when you played, it took 4 of you to take a guy like that down, right?
Well, that's for sure. And you know what else? I didn't want to challenge him at dinner either.
Buying time to his left. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down. Newton turns and hands to Stewart. They find some open field here. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And quickly, they get to the line. Now Newton on first down. And Olsen over the middle. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Look pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Newton gives off to Stewart. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him. Anytime the ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch it. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Have to admit to a little bit of surprise on that play call. Short yardage, and they tried to go wide. They got spilled for their efforts.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. Newton now to throw. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On 1st and 10, Newton. And to the tight end, Olsen, right side. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. In the red zone this time. From the red zone now, Newton. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Well, that came a little abruptly here. Still working on my apple up in the booth. Hang on here. Let me spit this out. And we can get to the 3rd quarter now.
Fielded about a yard deep. And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Well, you mind if we go off topic for a second?
No, let's go.
I like to do that randomly. AFC playoff contenders for this year that didn't make it last season. Who do you have that might get in?
Well, I think Cincinnati's got to be considered there. Maybe they'd have an offseason that's calm, and they go into this season and try and get back to the playoffs where they have been perennials. How about Denver?
Yeah.
Remember last year, they didn't have the quarterback to start. Trevor Siemian played pretty well overall, but maybe they can get solidified there and ride that strong defense right back into the playoffs. I'm going to give you a little bit off the pace. Indianapolis cannot afford to squander Andrew Luck. One of the better young quarterbacks in the game. They've got to get back to the playoff.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Packers. Ty Montgomery. 6 yards. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Well, they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on third down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. On first down, Newton. And caught left side, Olsen. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And now they're in the hurry-up. Third and 2, Newton. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. See if they stay on the ground for second down. Stewart is the lone setback. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And Olsen over the middle. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping them from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Now a 10th carry for Jonathan Stewart. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. Tackle there by Clay Matthews.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
On second down, they run with Stewart. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down. So nothing there. I don't know if that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it's the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
To throw is Newton. And he finds his man, the tight end Olsen. The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here. Back now at Lambeau. 7-7 is our score. Pretty even matchup so far as we start quarter number 4. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Newton now to throw. And to the tight end Olsen, right side. Give him 14 on the play. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
Back to the ground now with Stewart. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. Mike Daniels makes the tackle.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And that'll be incomplete. The intended target that time was Jonathan Stewart. And it's 3rd down. really long drive here, and it goes on and on. A nickelback added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. From the gun on 3rd down, Newton gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block.
And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Jonathan Stewart taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Panthers have taken the lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
They'll come out in the pistol. Now Rodgers being chased out left. Now he'll let it go deep left side. And the defense loses him. It's complete. That goes for a gain of 31. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And the offense still has a couple plays to go to pick up the first on 2nd down and 3. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
And the Panthers bring in their nickel set as they try to defend here on 3rd down.
5 defensive backs. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Now, that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. And the D looking like they may blitz. They run. It's Lacy. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll look to throw. And this is caught at the end. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Jared Cook, 27 yards. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And his kick is right through. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Throwing is Newton, and he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So just about a minute to go here, tie ball game.
As fans, we love free football. But the guys in the field don't. They're going to attack and go for the win right now.
Now Stewart, and he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Newton to throw. And Olsen over the middle. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And the D-line pinching together, must be expecting the run. Another run for Stewart. He's been busy. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is... And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now Newton. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. He was trying to get it that time to Ted Ginn. And that'll bring up second down. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown. But when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things.
And this is going to be intercepted. It's Clay Matthews with a pick. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely to take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. Nothing between these two teams for 4 quarters. Here we go to begin overtime. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. A gain of 3, second down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, That was what we call a first-level run, and it was stopped by a second-level player.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. To throw is Rodgers. It's caught. Nelson. It goes for a gain of 10, and it's a first down. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handed to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a first down.
And he'll bring this one inside the 35. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
One back is Lacy. Off the play fake to Lacy. Here's Rodgers. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
And when you have a guy in the backfield who can catch the football, you don't just use him strictly for checkdowns or dump-offs. You make him part of the primary passing attack because what you're trying to do is get him into open field and then let him make people miss and advance the football.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Now the 4th-year man from Texas A&M, Christine Michael. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Panthers are going to take another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So a big spot now for Crosby, but he's been here before. This to at least get him a lead here in overtime. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they take a 17-14 lead. All right, so they're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now it'll be up to their defense to try and see this one out.
So remember now, a field goal on this next drive would get us to sudden death. Any kind of turnover or turnover on downs would end the game, as would any touchdown.
Now a hit and a loose football, and the Packers pick it up. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about, a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post. Ice water was in his veins. So that's a wrap for Charles.